You see it all the time on Lexus forums. Just installed a cold air intake and my car feels so much faster. Got my ECU tuned, added 40 horsepower, lowered my Lexus 2 inches, looks aggressive now. And you think, cool, that sounds awesome. I should do that to my car. But here's what nobody tells you. Some of the most popular Lexus modifications are actively destroying engines. I'm not talking about safe mods. I'm not talking about cosmetic changes. I'm talking about engine modifications that people think will make their car better, but actually slowly murder their engine. I've been a mechanic for over 15 years. I've seen Lexus engines with catastrophic damage because of modifications that seemed harmless at the time. Engines that could have lasted 400,000 miles, completely destroyed at 120,000 because of a mod gone wrong. Pistons with holes in them, cylinder walls scored and damaged, bearings spun from lack of lubrication, all because someone thought they were making their car better. Today, I'm showing you the 9 most common Lexus modifications that are actively destroying engines, why they're dangerous, and what you should do instead if you want to modify your Lexus without killing it. Some of these mods are so popular that you've probably seen them online. Others are regional trends that I've watched destroy car after car. Stick around, because modification number 5 is something that seems completely harmless, but it's one of the most engine-damaging mods I've ever seen. Let's get into it. Modification 1. Cheap cold air intakes, the filtration killer. Here's modification number 1, and it's incredibly popular. A cold air intake. The idea sounds good. Pull cooler air from outside the engine bay, make the engine work more efficiently, gain horsepower, and a proper cold air intake can work. But most people don't install a proper cold air intake. They install a cheap $150 intake from eBay or Amazon that sounds good and looks cool, but does serious damage. Here's what happens. A proper cold air intake uses a fine mesh filter rated for automotive use. It filters air down to 10 microns, removing dust and particles. A cheap intake uses a coarse filter or sometimes no filter at all. It pulls air directly from the engine bay, which has all kinds of dirt and debris floating around. Now that unfiltered air gets sucked into your engine, what happens next? That dirt acts like sandpaper on your cylinder walls. It scores the metal, creating tiny scratches and gouges. Over 50,000 to 100,000 miles, those scratches add up to serious damage. Your piston rings can't seal properly against scored cylinder walls. Oil leaks past the rings into the combustion chamber. You start burning oil at an accelerated rate. By 120,000 miles, your engine is consuming a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. Your exhaust smells like burning oil. Your performance drops. And the root cause? A $150 cold air intake that pulled unfiltered dirt into your engine. A proper cold air intake from Engine or AEM costs $300 to $400 and includes a quality filter, but at least it's actually filtering air. Verdict: skip cheap cold air intakes. If you want one, buy a quality unit from a reputable brand. Or skip it entirely and keep your stock intake, which is actually designed for your engine. Modification 2. Aggressive ECU tunes, the power bomb. Here's modification number 2, ECU tuning. The idea: reprogram your engine computer to make more power, adjust fuel injection, timing, boost pressure, all of it. And yeah, you can make more power. But here's what else you're doing. You're pushing your engine harder than it was designed to handle. Lexus engines are engineered with specific tolerances, specific limits. If you exceed those limits, you're stressing components that weren't designed for that much abuse. Here's what happens with an aggressive tune. Your fuel injectors are now spraying more fuel. That means higher combustion pressure and temperature. Your pistons experience more stress. Your ignition timing is advanced more aggressively. That means earlier burning, higher pressure, more stress on the engine. Your transmission is now shifting harder and holding gears longer. That stresses clutches and bands that weren't designed for this abuse. Most people who tune their cars don't realize they're essentially turbocharge-defying a naturally aspirated engine. And here's the critical part. Once you push your engine this hard, it's tired. Components experience accelerated wear. I've seen tuned Lexus engines with blown pistons, spun bearings, and scored cylinder walls at 100,000 miles. Stock Lexus engines at 100,000 miles. Fine, barely broken in. Verdict: aggressive ECU tunes sound cool but destroy engines. If you want more power, buy a turbocharged model that was designed for that power output. Modification 3. Lowering kits. The cooling killer. Here's Modification 3. Lowering your Lexus. You lower it 2 inches with coilovers, and your car looks aggressive and sits lower. Looks amazing. But here's what's happening underneath. Your cooling system is being compromised. When you lower your car, you reduce clearance under the engine. Your radiator gets closer to the ground. Your air conditioning condenser gets closer to the ground. This means less airflow through your radiator. The radiator needs clean air flowing through it to dissipate heat. When you lower the car, that airflow gets restricted. More dirt and debris hitting your cooling system. Lower clearance means more rocks, dirt, and road debris hitting your radiator and condenser. Potential contact with the ground. On severe lowering jobs, the radiator or condenser can actually contact the ground on bumps. Now your cooling system can't cool your engine properly. Your engine runs hotter. Temperature creeps up. Your engine is constantly working to cool itself. And here's what happens. Your engine starts to overheat. Coolant boils. Head gaskets fail. Cylinder heads warp. Internal engine damage occurs. I've seen perfectly good Lexus engines destroyed because someone lowered the car and the cooling system couldn't keep up. Verdict: if you want to lower your Lexus, use a moderate drop, 1 to 1.5 inches, and make sure your cooling system has adequate clearance. Better yet, skip lowering entirely and focus on maintenance. Modification 4. Turbocharger or supercharger kits. The engine stress test. Here's a big one. Bolt-on turbocharger or supercharger kits. These aftermarket kits promise to add 100 plus horsepower to your naturally aspirated Lexus. And they do add power, but they also add massive stress. Your engine wasn't designed for forced induction. When you bolt on a turbo or supercharger, you're forcing pressurized air into your engine. That increases combustion pressure and temperature massively. Your pistons, rods, bearings, and gaskets are now experiencing forces they were never designed to withstand. Here's what fails. Pistons get holes burned in them. Combustion pressure exceeds what the piston crown can handle, and it literally melts or cracks. Connecting rods bend or snap. The increased pressure pushes harder on the rods, stressing them beyond their design limits. Head gaskets blow. The increased pressure pushes harder on the head gasket seal, and it fails catastrophically. Bearings spin. The increased load on crankshaft bearings exceeds their capacity, and they wear out or spin. I've seen turbo Lexus engines seize up at 80,000 miles because the bearings finally gave up. Verdict: don't bolt a turbo or supercharger onto a stock engine. It's a recipe for catastrophic failure. If you want forced induction, buy a turbocharged model. Modification 5. PCV system modifications. The silent killer. This is the modification that destroys engines silently, and almost nobody knows about it. PCV system modifications. The PCV system, positive crankcase ventilation, is designed to vent crankcase pressure safely. It's critical for engine health, but some people modify it. They delete the stock PCV valve. They reroute it. They modify it thinking they're improving it. Here's what happens. The PCV system controls how oil vapor exits the engine. It's a carefully engineered system that's been tested and refined. When you modify it, you're changing the balance. If you delete the PCV valve, crankcase pressure builds up. That pressure pushes oil past seals. You get major oil leaks. If you modify the PCV routing, you might be sending oil vapor where it shouldn't go, causing vacuum leaks or intake contamination. And here's the real killer. Modified PCV systems often allow excessive oil vapor into the intake, causing massive carbon buildup and oil consumption. I've seen engines with PCV modifications that are burning a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. At that rate, your engine is starved for oil. Bearings wear out, piston seize, engine failure. Verdict: leave your PCV system alone. It's designed correctly from the factory. Any modification is asking for trouble. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. And if you want to keep your Lexus engine running strong without destroying it with mods, click the link in the description to grab my 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It shows you how to maximize your Lexus's performance safely through proper maintenance instead of dangerous modifications. Modification 6. Exhaust modifications. The back pressure disaster. Here's Modification 6. High-flow exhaust systems. The idea: reduce back pressure, let your engine breathe better, gain horsepower. And yeah, you might gain a few horsepower, but you're also messing with your engine's tuning. Your Lexus engine was tuned by engineers for the stock exhaust system. The back pressure created by the stock exhaust is part of that tuning. When you remove that back pressure, you're changing how your engine runs. Here's what happens with a high-flow exhaust. Exhaust scavenging changes. Exhaust scavenging is a complex phenomenon where exhaust gases help pull fresh air-fuel mixture into the next cylinder. Reducing back pressure messes with this. Your engine computer loses its tuning. The ECU was calibrated for stock exhaust. With different back pressure, the engine runs differently. You get lean conditions in some cylinders. Lean conditions cause higher combustion temperatures. Higher temperatures cause pre-ignition, knock, and damage. You get uneven cylinder firing and incomplete combustion. Over time, your engine runs rough, burns fuel inefficiently, and experiences accelerated wear. Verdict: skip exhaust modifications. Your stock exhaust is engineered for your engine. Changing it messes with the carefully balanced tuning. Modification 7. Fuel system modifications. The injector killer. Here's Modification 7. Fuel system mods like larger fuel injectors or fuel pump upgrades. These sound like good upgrades if you're planning bigger power mods. But here's the problem. Your fuel system is balanced with your engine. If you install larger fuel injectors, they spray too much fuel for your engine's current state. That creates rich running conditions, too much fuel, not enough air, incomplete combustion, carbon buildup. Excess fuel gets deposited as carbon on intake valves and in the combustion chamber. Fouled spark plugs. Carbon buildup from rich running fouls your plugs. And if you upgrade the fuel pump without upgrading the injectors, you create pressure issues that damage fuel injectors, leaks in the fuel system, pump cavitation and damage. Verdict: don't modify your fuel system unless you're doing a complete engine build with professional tuning. Your stock fuel system is balanced for your engine. Modification 8. Aggressive tire upsizing. The rolling resistance monster. Here's a subtle one. Putting oversized tires on your Lexus. Sounds harmless, right? Bigger tires, more aggressive look. But here's what happens. Your engine has to work harder. Larger tires have increased rolling resistance. Your engine has to burn more fuel to move the car. Your transmission has to work harder. Lower gear ratios from larger tires stress the transmission. Your cooling system works harder to cool an engine that's working harder. Over 100,000 miles, that extra work adds up to accelerated wear. your engine life decreases. Your transmission wears faster. Verdict: stick with the tire size recommended for your Lexus. If you want bigger tires for looks, accept that you're stressing your engine and transmission. Modification 9. Suspension modifications that affect clearance, the multi-system killer. Finally, Modification 9. Aggressive suspension mods that reduce clearance. This includes extreme lowering, coilovers that bottom out, or modifications that push your Lexus closer to the ground. Here's what gets damaged: cooling system, radiator condenser. Reduced clearance means less airflow and more debris impact. Oil pan. Extreme lowering can make your oil pan hit bumps, cracking it and losing oil. Transmission pan. Same issue as oil pan, but with transmission fluid. Fuel tank. On some cars, aggressive lowering puts the fuel tank at risk. Exhaust system. Reduced clearance can cause the exhaust to drag on bumps. Once these systems are damaged, your engine doesn't get proper cooling, lubrication, or fuel supply. Engine failure follows. Verdict: don't modify your suspension in ways that reduce critical clearances. Your factory suspension is engineered for your Lexus. The safe way to modify your Lexus. If you want to modify your Lexus without destroying the engine, here's what's actually safe: cosmetic mods, paint, wheels, body kits, interior trim. These don't affect engine performance. Audio upgrades, stereo, speakers, amplifiers. These don't affect the engine. Lighting upgrades, LED headlights, interior lighting. Safe as long as you don't overload the electrical system. Suspension comfort mods, better shocks, upgraded bushings, sway bars. These improve handling without stressing the engine. Maintenance upgrades, better air filters, quality spark plugs, improved belts. These help the engine. What's not safe? Anything that changes how your engine breathes, burns fuel, or handles stress. The bottom line: your stock Lexus is already optimized. Look, Lexus engineers spent years designing your engine. They optimized every component. When you modify that engine, you're taking apart a carefully balanced system and hoping you improve it. Most of the time you don't. You just create problems. The safest, smartest way to make your Lexus better is through maintenance. Keep it clean, change your oil, use quality fuel, maintain it religiously. Do that, and your Lexus will run strong for 400,000, 500,000 miles. Bolt on some turbo kit or aggressive tune, and you're gambling with your engine. Don't be that person. Keep your Lexus stock, maintain it properly, and enjoy a car that runs flawlessly for decades. And if you want to know exactly how to maintain your Lexus safely to maximize its lifespan, click the link in the description to grab my 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers everything from fuel selection to maintenance schedules to driving habits that keep your Lexus running like new for hundreds of thousands of miles without dangerous modifications destroying your engine. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.